Hey guys, welcome back. Had the Camaro for about 3 weeks now, and it's time to do a fuel pump on it. So I've researched a couple different methods on this, and I've decided that the best way would be to make the trap door in the back rather than having to drop the whole tank and the exhaust down. So I got my new fuel pump today, and I'm gonna get to it. Alright, so I just made my quick cutter on the fuel pump installation replacement here, trap door, whatever you want to call it. Came out pretty good. I cut it a little bit too big, I think, but and I did cut into the gas tank a little bit right there too, but it's not a big deal. I'll just blow it up. Alright, so before all of you go and get all upset about this, this was entirely a joke. I bought this car with the hole in the floor already. Somebody had hacked it all up and peeled the whole floor up in the back. And I found this out about a week or two ago. So I went to the junkyard. That was the footage you just saw. And I cut a patch panel out from a V6 car. If some of you may have noticed it, it had a metal tank in it. So I cut the patch out that was a little bit bigger than the hole that was already cut in the car. And I fabbed it up to fit so that it overlapped about an inch all the way around. And this is what I did. I cut out the metal flap that was just hanging in there. I cleaned up all the burrs and stuff on the edges, and I ground all the seam sealer down. I just went ahead and hit it with a little bit of primer, and I got a little bit of rattle can caliper paint that matches pretty close, just to put some paint on there just so it protects the bare metal. And then when I'm done with all this, I'm going to get a seam sealer. I'm going to put it underneath the patch that I cut out of the junkyard. And the patch will overlay it over the top of that. Alright guys, so it's the next morning after I did my painting around the edges of it just to seal it up, seal up any scratches or anything. I went out and bought some 3M urethane seam sealer. It's the beige color. It's pretty similar to what would have come on the car from the factory. So what I'm going to do, rather than screwing this down, which I still could do, but I'm going to do is I'm going to put patch panel down, and I'm just gonna urethane the edges about 1 inch wide all the way around and put some weight on the top of it to hold it down, and I'll leave it like that for an hour. Okay, so I just ran a thin bead of seam sealer all the way around the edge, put some gloves on and just used my finger and just smeared it all the way around just so it's nice and even and flat. This says it takes about 30 minutes to dry, so what I'm gonna do is I have a couple brake rotors I'm going to flip upside down and put it around the center just to hold some weight down on it, just so it dries flat and doesn't stick up at all. And then when that's done, we'll take it off and we'll just squirt the edges with a little bit of red paint. Okay, seam sealer has been setting for about an hour now, and it's definitely holding down really well. It's pretty tacky now. It's tacky to the touch. So I went ahead and just taped off around the area a little bit just so I can, there was a spot right there where I hit it with the Sawzall, so I'm gonna just put a little bit of paint on that and paint the seam sealer so it all matches nice. This is the stuff I'm using, just some leftover Duplicolor caliper paint I had. The color is like really close though to what the color of the car is. It's gonna be covered up with a carpet anyways, but the whole point of me doing all this is just to try and de-hack everything and make it look original, or close to original again. So alright, so I got 2 coats of paint on there. That's that caliper paint. And I'm just going to let it dry and I can put the carpet back down. So I just want to clarify that typically I have a 3rd gen, I've had a few 3rd gens, and I've changed the fuel pumps before, and I have dropped the rear end down, dropped the tank down, and I've always done it that way, and that's the way I've always said that I would do it. The fact that this car already had a hole cut in the floor, I just nothing I could do about it, so I went ahead and did it. Easiest way to fix it properly, in my opinion, and that way if I want to change this again, I can just take a razor blade, and the seam sealer scores up pretty good. You can just I can just cut it right along all the edges with a razor blade again, and the panel should come right up, and I can just clean the seam sealer off and reseal it and repaint it if I want to change a fuel pump again. But typically I would drop the tank down, and I hate cutting holes in the floor. However, there is a decent amount of bracing in the back of these cars, and I did learn that when I was cutting that one out of the junkyard. There's a brace that runs along this entire floor piece right here that's pretty thick, and then there's another brace right here that runs all the way across. And when this piece of metal is out of there, like there's no you're not affecting the structural integrity of the floor at all. So I don't think that that's an issue whatsoever. It's just the fact that it's not the right way to do things, in my opinion. But if you're going to do it, make sure you do it right. More than likely, if you did cut a hole in the floor and you cheated your time already, that you're not going to put it back together correctly. I've seen people cut them open and then tape them down many times, or just slap a bead of RTV around the edge, and it's just not the way to do it. You're going to get potentially exhaust fumes in the car, or in this case, I actually found this out because the exhaust is so loud inside the car. I noticed that there was a lot more road noise and exhaust noise coming from the back of the car. So there you have it, guys. That's how I repair the trap door on my Camaro. Hopefully I didn't make too many people salty on this video. It wasn't meant to make anybody angry or try to tell somebody how to do things. This is how I do it, and this is how I would change a fuel pump if I were to cut a hole in the floor. After this video, I'm not so against it like I was before. The fact that you can seal it back up properly afterwards, and now it's more convenient to access the fuel pump again if I need to. You know, it does make it easier in the long run. So it's your car, do with it what you want. But if you're going to cut a hole in the floor, I think that this is how you should do it. Okay, guys, thanks for watching this video. If you thought it was funny or you got a kick out of it, go ahead and hit the like button. If you're looking for some more videos like this in the future, please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it. And I'll see you next week.